Hi, this is Jim from No Worries RVing. We came across a problem on our refrigerator. It's a Dometic model refrigerator, and what's going on is it's getting hard to, something is sticking on the bottom of the refrigerator. It's hard to open. I set the latch here and I'm pulling on it now, but see, it sticks on the bottom. And what is happening is, if you look, I don't know if you can see this gap right here. It's bigger than a quarter, I'd say, thick gap. But what's happening is our refrigerator is pushing on the hinges, and so it's sticking on the bottom now. So this refrigerator has two hinges, one on top, one on bottom. And what I think we need to do is somehow put something in here to lift it up a little bit so it gets rid of this gap, and our door will be able to open smoother. Because if you look, when I hold the door up and close it, and it's latched, when I open it, it opens without sticking.
They say it can be caused by putting too much on the door, which we never do. But on the way here, we were going through some of California's finest roadways.
Yeah.
And the milk flew out. And then I stuck it on the door. And I never put the milk and a bunch of heavy stuff on the door. So that might have caused it too.
Anyway, I think it'd be an easy fix if we can figure out how to get to that hinge. So I'm not real sure how to get to the bottom hinge to raise it up, but it looks like you have to work your way down. So the freezer's got a hinge. The refrigerator and freezer share this hinge, and then there's another hinge down here that actually the one that we need to raise up. So we're going to start at the top and work our way down. Just like this top one here is screwed on, so I use a screwdriver to get that off. Got a little adjustable wrench here to see if we can't loosen this up. I looked online and looked for instructions on how to tighten up this hinge, and I can't find anything from Dometic or any other blogs or posts where people have had the similar problem. So when you finally get the pin out, the nut off the top, there'll be a nut on the bottom underneath the hinge. The nut goes down through. There's a nut in here. There's a nut in here that holds this pin in place. So this pin will be held in place by a nut right in here. Okay, once we have this top nut out in the pin, we're going to try to lift this door off. Comes off. Food and all. Yes. And the next step is to get this off. So short of taking the hinge completely off, which means pulling the whole refrigerator.
There's two screws here. I don't know if you can see them, but they're right there. 1, 2. And then there's a third one over here. And what that does is it reinforces the refrigerator's frame, which is a good idea. But the only way to get to it is to remove the whole refrigerator to actually pull it out, which we don't want to do that. So a workaround that Jim's come up with.
I got 2 nylon washers, and I cut a little notch in them, like so.
If you can see them.
And I'm going to try to shove them underneath the washer that's on the bottom. So we're going to lift the refrigerator up. That's Michelle's job here today. And then I'm going to try to jam these under there and underneath the washer it's already existing.
And we'll tell you what happens.
So the 2 washers, we were able to jam them in there, and they just snapped in place.
Up underneath there.
Now he's going to reassemble the refrigerator door up on top.
Well, check the door.
The door does not.
No drag.
So we got the 2 nylon washers in. They're down below here. And the door, the freezer, opens fine. And the refrigerator no longer catches. And it no longer moves up and down. So that's what it was, I guess. The that hinge on the bottom here must have just wore or settled or something, or bent when it was moving.
No, I think this is what happened. This is my theory. Okay.
Here's another theory.
There's a screw here that was loose when we took the top door off. Once we tightened that, we already had less catch, and I think the screw came loose, and because it came loose and it dropped, it wore on those two washers.
Yeah.
And that's what caused it, because we do see shavings down there where something has water on it. So I think what you need to do, and what we'll do from now on,
Keep that tight.
we will check this periodically. I mean, not every trip, but we've been on some really bad California roads. So no offense to California, but we've been on some really rough roads. So it probably just jarred it loose.
Okay. So that was the end of the fix for the refrigerator. My father-in-law Dave, he helped us out some. He usually is a wealth of knowledge, and we always rely on him for videos like this. But if this helped you at all, give us a thumbs up. If it didn't, don't give us a thumbs down. And subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you.